All right, I want to go over some chokes today. So I'm going to do basic choke from the guard, palm up, palm up. Let's have everyone over on this side. Actually, I'll do palm up, palm down. So here's the thing: you don't want to choke on his face, but you might want to block on his face with one hand. So one hand definitely needs to go underneath the jaw into the neck. Okay, and that's going to be like the deep hand. The second hand, I need to cut an angle in order to get a good grip, because he can just block from here. He can just tuck his chin. So I need to put my foot on the ground, rotate 45 degrees, grip the material that's right here on the side of his, like on the shoulder, and then I block his jaw from coming in. It's not across the face or the nose. I just want to form a vice, a mechanical vice, so that one side is blocked while the other side moves in, and you can get the choke. And on the other side, I get a super deep grip. That's the one that goes under the chin. And you always know when you can threaten a choke when it drops underneath. Okay, I have a good threat of a palm up, palm down choke. Don't go from center line. I need to rotate, grip the material up here on his shoulder, not far at the shoulder, close to his neck. I block his face so he can't move it, he can't get out of the way, and then I roll my wrist up. And there's different ways you can tighten that. You can also start moving your body out, right? So it's just along for the ride as it comes up. So just play around with that. One super deep hand, cut an angle, grip his shoulder close to his neck, block his face. I can roll up with my wrist. I can also start to hip out and pull that into his neck. Everyone got this? It's a little tough to see. One last time. Deep. Cut your angle. Your hand should be basically next to his neck. Block. And then you can roll it up, or you could hip out and pull your wrist into his neck. All right? Let's try that. 1, 2, 3. I wanted to make sure that everyone had a good mechanic going into the palm up, palm down choke. Okay, so from knee on belly, we can do a very, very similar thing. I get my hand in as deep as possible. Now he's going to push my knee off and shrimp out. Oh, and he turns into me. This is the time. It's really hard to get this while he's flat. So as he turns into me, he gives me a great angle to grip the material, circle my forearm, block the top of his jaw, and then I just roll that wrist up and take it. Okay. Hand goes deep. I want him to push away and give me a good angle. That is perfect. I'm gonna grip. You can come down with your forearm, but think about coming at it perpendicular to his skull here. So I'm gonna circle my forearm around. That makes it extra tight. Block, roll that up, and we have it. Okay. If you need a follow-up, you can sit back to your guard. He pushes in. I get it. He starts coming up into me. That's totally fine. You can go back to the guard and tighten it up even. Okay. So you just got to believe in that palm up, palm down choke from that position. The key is to let him move into you. He pushes it off right here, circle it around, and you got it. Okay, from knee on belly. 1, 2, 3. So we're gonna threaten to choke now. I have my hand in. He turns. I'm coming. I'm trying to put it on, or maybe actually let's go a little earlier. I'm here and I'm threatening the choke. Maybe he hasn't turned in a ton. And usually guys will push this arm off. That's totally fine. Yeah. Then you step over while he's still pushing. Then I can wrap around the wrist, and I'm still holding on to the collar to keep everything tight. My relative distance between my hips and his shoulder stays the same. It's very common for, as I'm here and he wants to push that arm off, guys fall back, and now there's space in between my hips, and now my hip is above his elbow. The hip should be very close to the shoulder so you capture that elbow. So here's the thing. You want to do a little pivot, a little bit of a pivot as you step over. So as he's pushing, I want to pivot and step before my hips hit the ground. Still holding onto the collar. Fall back. If you want to fall at a 45, that's totally fine. Catch his wrist with the crook of your elbow, and now you have it. One last time. Nice deep grip. I'm threatening that. Pivot. Wrap. Fall back. Take your arm. High percentage. 1, 2, 3. You have different options from this position. We're in a dominant position. We're calling the shots. We're leading the physical debate here. I go for it. I just want to show you this one option. I'm going for it. He pushes that off. I step over. He pulls it back. Then you can go to knee right here and maybe set up a triangle or continue with your chokes. So that's an option. But let's switch to another choke. So we were doing near side collar. Now let's do the baseball bat. So just like you're gonna swing, one thumb up, one thumb down. Usually, I mean, very often they're kind of blocking you from, yeah. So I want to kill that close arm with my shin or knee. Drop the knee down and pivot on it. From this point, you can drop your head here, straighten your arm. You can go to the other side. Really need to make it tight. Depends on how much leeway they give you, okay? So we're gonna come in just like a baseball bat. Thumbs pointing in the same direction. It doesn't have to be incredibly tight here. You can tighten it up as your body rotates. We're gonna come off, knee on belly, crush his arm, pivot on the knee, and try to get a full spin. Okay, so baseball bat, just open it up a little bit, and you'll bring that down. One small detail, sometimes guys, especially if they tuck their chin, you drop your forearm on their sternum and then start going into it and then cut across. It's a little meaner, but play around with a little forearm pressure on the sternum. All right, 1, 2, 3. Yes, thank you, sir. It's great to have different choke options, especially if you've done the work of maybe sweeping the guy, passing his guard, you're in side control. Guys can clam up and you're like, oh, what am I gonna do here? What am I, you know? So I wanna give you one more choking option. And it's a little bit difficult to get from a regular side control. I'd like to do what they call a bread cutter choke. So I would like to be able to take my arm and grab his lapel over here. Sometimes you can get it from side control, but usually it's a little easier if you block the hip, go north-south, and now I can reach it much more easily. I fade back, thumb inside, and then drop it off, okay? So we have a little north-south transition here. We start in typical side control, bring the arm over, I block the hip, I move north-south, reach underneath, grab the lapel, open the hip, head into it, okay? Let's start there. I might add on one more technique, but this is good, a good start. I like to come over with my elbow around his elbow, so I'm pinning his arm in. Lock the hips, north-south, grip his lapel, fingers up, open, and if you need to, you can just like rotate that up, okay? Bread cutter, 1, 2, 3. Everyone's doing great. Reaching, it really helps you transition to north-south, get that deep grip, 4 fingers in the collar, and then we'll see what happens if he pushes our arm off, which happens, you know. You have one hand in. The key to chokes is leaving one hand in for a while, and you do other stuff. They forget about this hand, then you can plant the second. If you go in with two, you either get it right away or you don't get it at all. So get into getting one really deep grip, and then just kind of playing around with the balance, make them forget that that's a threat. Okay. So we're here, regular side control. I'm coming around north-south. You get 4 fingers in his lapel. I fade back. I put the thumb in. I'm going down, but he frees that arm and pushes and turns. I want to step up and over his arm and then follow with it more. Then you can step up with the other leg and pivot back and follow with an arm lock if you want. So if you're here, you have them, maybe you've had this for a while and you keep coming up and he pushes it away. Flow with it. I'm still holding on to that lapel in the back and I kill that arm on the inside. Now I'm set up for Kimura. If you want, then you can position your foot behind his back. We're going to do a pivot, 45. Holding onto this strong figure four is like a brake, slows your descent, and then you can take it. So one last time. You can just start here, 4 fingers in the collar. I'm going for it. He pushes it off. Hold the climb. And if you want, you can hop. Fast seconds. 1, 2, 3.